Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Today we are talking about baggage, but not the bad kind of baggage, not negative baggage, although that could be a whole show in itself, and I could share stuff about that. Mom, talking to you, you know that. But no, that's not what we're here talking about today. Today we're talking about camera bags, or one camera bag in particular, not plural bags, just one bag. The bag we're talking about today is from Case Logic. It's Case Logic DSLR laptop backpack. So this is a slightly bigger bag. It's designed to hold kind of everything that you've got for, on-the-go shooting. Like I said, it's meant for DSLRs, and it's got space for all kinds of equipment. Nowadays, most people that are shooting DSLR with a DSLR camera, they're shooting photo and video. So with that comes more equipment that you're carrying. So in the old days, yeah, you had your camera, maybe you had a couple lenses with it, you had some batteries, and you had maybe like a hot shoe flash, reflector, who knows, whatever else you're carrying, a light meter, all that kind of stuff. Well, now you've got all that stuff, and on top of that, maybe you've got a microphone. Maybe you've got some other gear that's more meant for the video side of things. So you're going to need a bigger bag. And one of the choices is this guy from Case Logic. On the outside, you can see it's black. It's got plenty of pockets. First off, you've got like a smaller pocket right here on the front. And this is just good for, holding maybe some cables, little things like that. Smaller batteries, if they're not huge batteries, stuff. You can put little things in there, CDs or anything like that, pens and that kind of thing. It's got a couple pen holders right there. On this side right here, you've got a pocket that is meant predominantly for, I believe, memory cards. So you've got these little slots right here. This little kind of mesh netting, and then you can throw some memory cards in there. You will notice this high reflective, very bright material on the inside. The reason for that is so that when you put stuff in it, it's not going to get lost because everything is so bright and your things you're putting in are probably darker, like black pieces of equipment. So you'll see when we get to the main pocket how that's useful. On the back, you've got a laptop sleeve. I was able to fit a 15-inch widescreen MacBook Pro in there, and it fit fine. It didn't look like there was enough space to go with anything bigger than that, but that's a pretty big laptop, and anything bigger than that, you're probably not going to be wanting to take it, out on the road with you anyway. So, and of course, anything smaller, iPad, any kind of tablet, a smaller laptop, Ultrabook and stuff, everything will fit in the back very nicely. Sometimes I stick my gray card in there too, whatever's, flat and vertical. So on the main pocket, it sort of opens up into two sections right here. So if you pull down the zips, right here you've got these little stops right here, the little Velcro tabs that stop the zipper from going down any further. See, that's it, stops. That's if you want to just quickly grab your camera without opening the whole pocket and having everything fall out. So now you just open it like that, and the rest of the bag doesn't open. So right up top here, you'll see you've got what Case Logic calls their camera sling. I forget what they call it exactly, but the SLR suspension system. Let's get that right. So basically, your lens goes in through this little hole in this kind of neoprene netting, and the lens hangs in there, the body sits on top of it, and as such, it's like a hammock almost for your camera. So it's just sort of hanging in the middle there. So the idea behind that being that, it's better protected. It's a pretty good system. It works, so it's not really bad. My only complaint about it is that when I'm carrying stuff, I want the heavier stuff at the bottom of the bag. It's more comfortable for me to carry. And typically in my camera bag, my camera is the heaviest thing. So having it at the very top, weight-wise and comfort-wise, isn't necessarily ideal, but I see where they were going with this whole system. So it's a trade-off. If you're comfortable with it, if your camera's not too heavy, you'll be fine with the suspension system. It's a pretty unique idea. If you do want a little bit more comfort, maybe for long term, and your camera is very heavy, maybe it's not quite the best setup. So we'll open these little Velcros, and then the zippers will come the rest of the way down, and they stop at the bottom. And then now you can open it up. So right here on the front, on the inside of the lid, you've got a zippered pocket, and it's also kind of clear, so you can see what's in there. Batteries, memory cards. I usually put some instruction manuals and CDs inside of this pocket. It's very handy to keep. And of course, the rest of it here is pretty much standard camera style. All of these yellow things are all Velcro, attached with Velcro, so they're all removable, and then you can rearrange them depending on the shape and size of your gear. So for me, sometimes on the long side ones, I'll take the inserts out, and then that's where like I can put a nice shotgun mic. I have a Rode video mic that sometimes goes in there. That works really well. Or you can put the dividers in and have lenses, all your little knickknacks. It's really, it's a lot of space. It's plenty of space. Rarely has it been so full that I was not able to carry everything that I needed for a shoot. Because typically if I'm using a backpack like this, I'm going on a shorter, kind of a quick excursion, I'm doing something, I can fit everything I need for that situation in the bag. Another nice thing to notice on this side over here, on this side, remember we had a zippered pocket for the memory cards. On the opposite side, you've got these Velcro straps that hold a tripod. So you can put a tripod right there, Velcro it in. It works pretty well. I would have preferred that there be something at the bottom to hold it, because I'm always afraid it's just, you know, you're just, the tripod just being held in. It could technically kind of slip out a little bit. So I always have to be aware of that. I have to really put the Velcro on really tight, and you know, I would have preferred if it had something on the bottom to cup it, then, you know, just a little bit more support, just kind of cupping like that. That would have been kind of nice. The back side, these straps are super comfortable. They're well padded. Not maybe like the world's most padding, but definitely padded enough, as well as the back. The back is even more padded, it feels like, than the front. So especially when you have a laptop in here, it makes the back very stiff and straight. So that extra padding comes in handy because you don't want it to be feeling like there's a laptop smacking you in the back. Another really nice design that was actually one of the deciding factors when I got this bag is that the bottom is hard. It's sort of this hard, it's not quite plastic, it's like a really thick rubbery material, but it's very stiff. So the idea is that it sort of protects it from the elements when you stand it up vertically. So when you stand it up, it'll sit vertical because it's hard, it's rigid. And when it's sitting, if you put it like in a puddle or something like that, it's going to keep it from all of the moisture being sucked up into it. So that's a nice thing, a little bit more protection, and you can keep your bag vertical so it doesn't get all dirty. A couple things I would have liked to have seen in this bag would be, I would have liked to have seen some sort of a weather cover, a rain cover. Most of like the low pros are huge on that. All the low pros, I think almost virtually any low pro I've seen has something. And most bags that don't have one built in, they'll at least include just a separate extra big plastic bag, you know, that you can just throw over it just for protection. So this has none of that. So I would have liked to have seen something like that. I'm not out in the rain that much, so it wasn't like a deal breaker, but that would have been a nice feature to have. Also, what would have been nice, you know, the body is fairly rigid. So this, you know, this is just a personal preference, but sometimes I don't have the bag full. So if I don't have the bag full, it would have been nice if there were like some bags have zippers where the bag will expand, and then if you don't need that extra space, you can kind of smush it down and zip it and keep it more compressed. Having that kind of a system would have been a little bit nicer, but then again, this is a full-size backpack. It's not trying to be anything other than a full-size backpack. So if you need a smaller bag, get a smaller bag, but if you need full size, you go with this. Overall, I've been very happy with it. I've probably been using this for a while now. I want to say over a year that I've been using this. So, and using it pretty regularly, and it's held up well. It looks like it's in great shape. The zippers are very heavy-duty zippers, so I've never had any teeth grab or miss or, you know, I mean, anything like that. It's never gotten out of whack and stuff. The straps, all the stitching is great. It's a great bag. You know, I think right now on Amazon, last I checked, these are probably going for about 75 bucks. At that price, it's a really good deal. It's a great bag if you've got a kit, if you have a DSLR, and you're growing your stuff. You're always buying more stuff. We all are. We're always getting more equipment and stuff. A bag like this, you'll probably be able to have it for a while. It'll grow with you. It'll stay with you. You should be good to go with this bag. This has been the Case Logic DSLR laptop bag. If you're looking for a big bag, you can't go wrong with this one. Definitely check it out. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Today we are talking about baggage, but not the bad kind of baggage, not negative baggage, although that could be a whole show in itself, and I could share stuff about that. Mom, talking to you, you know that. But no, that's not what we're here talking about today. Today we're talking about camera bags, or one camera bag in particular, not plural bags, just one bag. The bag we're talking about today is from Case Logic. It's Case Logic DSLR laptop backpack. So this is a slightly bigger bag. It's designed to hold kind of everything that you've got for, you know, on-the-go shooting. Like I said, it's meant for DSLRs, and it's got space for all kinds of equipment. Nowadays, most people that are shooting DSLRs